Well, hello, my beautiful Aries. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading all about you. I've already cleansed your space and I've meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Aries, this is a little bonus reading all about you. Us tarot readers, we tend to do career, money, love readings, but we never ask, how are you doing? So this reading is going to address that, to delve deeper into what's going on with you and how you're moving through this time period. Also, please note that I'm shuffling the cards. I do not choose the cards, they pop out. So I have to honor each card as it comes and the energy in this moment, which may mean that it will not resonate with everyone, okay? So I have to honor that fact, but all of those cards came out all at once. So you're being really precise and direct. This is what I need to say. So let's see what these cards are for you. But if it doesn't fit, don't try to make it, is what I'm saying for you, okay? Now we've got the World card, we've got the Seven of Wands there, we've got the King of Wands, we've also got the Strength card, the Ten of Swords, and we have the Seven of Swords there as well. Wow, this is a lot. I see a lot of you under pressure. Ten of Swords and the Seven of Wands indicates things have been a little bit difficult there. Some of you with the World card, and I will give you each card individually, but this is what I'm seeing overall. Some of you are looking at the injustices in life in general and the injustices in the world, okay? So some of you are really concerned about the trajectory that the world is taking right now. I share your sentiments. I definitely see that. I feel like you're being really strong and diligent moving through difficult times, but I see that you're in a really powerful position to protect yourself and to protect, you know, those that you care about. I feel like your defenses are up. So some of you are just keeping an eye on what's going on in the world and how it affects everybody. And I'm going to move away from the energy, but I feel like you're keeping a close eye on things. But also, I would say, make sure that you don't allow these pressures or these feelings of anxiety to govern your happiness, okay? I really want you to be aware of that. I feel like you're the sort of person who does your bit or tries to change your part of the world to make it a better place. And sometimes that's as much as we can do. I feel some of you, you know, you tend to go above and beyond in all areas of life, my beautiful Aries, but I feel there's this pressure. Okay, right now I see a lot of you are under pressure. Now with respect, I'm going to move away from this sort of worldly kind of energy pressure that I can feel upon you. I can feel it on the collective in general, of course, but you are starting with the World card. So this indicates that, you know, you are basically keeping a close eye on world events and how it is reshaping the landscape that we currently know. And with the Seven of Swords, some of you are feeling there's a little bit of like things going on behind the scenes that is either dishonest, or you feel that some people are perhaps not taking accountability for actions right now. And I feel some of you are calling for justice. That's what I'm getting. But I have to honor the fact that this is a personal reading for you. So I'm going to delve a little bit deeper into what's going on with you right now and step away from this bird's eye view of, you know, I feel like you're going through this and this is what you're keeping your eyes on right now, but I feel I need to delve a little bit deeper. I feel also that your defenses are up. You're trying to restructure your world in some way for a new start. I feel something has been painful and difficult for you and you're very guarded. For some of you, it could be that you felt betrayed by a friend or a circumstance, a work environment, a community, or friends or family in some way. And I feel like you've been dealing with a hurt there. Now, this is something that could have happened a long time ago, but you're trying to get closure on it because the Ten of Swords indicates it's done and you're moving away from this. But I feel with the Seven of Swords, and the Seven of Swords, it can indicate someone doing something untoward, but what it actually, the history of it means is that, someone has like the best interests at heart, but it may have been misconstrued. If you take a look at that card, the history of this card is that this figure is removing the weaponry out of a very volatile situation. The army camps are in the background there. So it is like this figure is trying to find a diplomatic way to resolve a conflict, but it may mean that either they are misunderstood or misconstrued in their efforts. So some of you may have been dealing with a family member or friend, for example, who have misunderstood you or have in some way, just not ignored you. I feel like this person isn't ignoring. It's almost like they're not trying to understand things from your viewpoint. This could be a boss. It doesn't have to be a family member. It could be a neighbor. It could be a person in the community. It could be someone that there's a bit of conflict with, and it just feels like you're trying to move away from it, distance yourself from it, because it just feels like a lot. But I do feel that you will return to this situation and it will be resolved, whatever this is. I feel a resolution there with this card. But also I feel, moving away from that again, I really feel this quest for independence from you, my beautiful Aries, where you are empowering yourself, you're being bold and daring despite challenging situations. I feel like you're trying to accomplish something really new. I feel a lot of endings have occurred in your life. The World card is a card of learning lessons, completing cycles, ending chapters, getting closure, and feeling this fresh new start. Liberation is what I see here in your cards, even though it may not feel like it right now, because the Seven of Wands and the Ten of Swords indicate something is really difficult. It's really high pressure, and I feel like you're honoring your natural state, your fire element. So this means that you are reshaping your landscape in some way. You're not letting things get you down, and you are doing something daring to overcome this period of strife is what I see, okay? So what else am I getting before I move on there? I mean, the King of Wands and the Seven of Swords is exerting your independence, marching to the beat of your own drum, taking the initiative to strike out on your own or do something that perhaps other people just don't understand or don't even support, for example. And that doesn't matter, because this is your life. You're here to live it the way that you want to. You're not here to basically live according to someone else's expectations. So I definitely get this sense of standing your ground on something, because the Seven of Wands there is very much like you're in control, you're defending your position, or you're standing your ground, or you're standing up for what is right in your life or even in the world at large is what I see there. So let's go to each card individually. I see you, having this empowerment and strength. I just feel like you're a very strong and tough person because circumstances have made you that way, and that things are going to start turning in your favor. Even though you may have felt there have been some hardships along the way, I definitely see with that King of Wands energy that you are someone who is capable of dealing with challenging times, and that you will come out on top. You win is what I see there, okay? Now, your first card there is a World card. This is a big card to start with. It's a major arcana card. In fact, you've got two majors to start with, and this is your protagonist energy. So this period in your life is a really big deal. You are someone who is basically ending a chapter. I feel like you've learned a lot of lessons, and some of you are making some bold moves. I mean, for some of you, it's literally that you're thinking about relocating in the world, or you're looking at where you feel like you belong in the world, and you may be emigrating, or you may be relocating in some way. I mean, for some of you, you could even be really trying hard to enable a future vacation, for example, because looking at your cards, I feel like you need a rest. You definitely need a break. I feel like you've been working really hard on something, or you've been pushing through something that has been difficult. Now, this could be, you've been dealing with a very difficult person, or a difficult environment, or a difficult circumstance, but I feel like you're rising above it. I get this sense that, nothing's going to keep you down, even though things have been challenging. The World card also indicates you're creating a level of balance in your world, where there is peace and harmony, and you're implementing all the elements in order to affect your current circumstances in a positive way. So, for example, earth, air, fire, water, they're all the elements that govern our world at large, and you're tapping into each one of those in order to affect your future. So, air is connected to ideas, it's connected to the ether, putting things out like meditations, manifestations. It's about the connection to what is above and so below. And then, of course, we've got earth, which is below. That's the practical plan. It's about what's happening on the physical plane. You're tapping into that sense of hard work, of reshaping your landscape or nurturing things that you've already put into place, all the seeds that you've sown with those ideas. And then, of course, we've got water, which is the dream itself. It's about pouring all that energy, that time, that care, that love into what you do in order to enrich everything that you are working towards. And of course, your final element is you, my beautiful Aries, the fire. You are someone who tends to be fearless. Don't get me wrong, you may suffer sometimes from shyness, or you may feel a little bit low energy or not confident sometimes, but you move through that. You see these things. You're someone who is aware of these aspects of human traits, and you seek to sort of educate yourself on them so that you can overcome them. And I feel with that fire, that's your energy, it's your tenacity, it's your sustainability, it's your energy engaging in sustained effort in order to change things. You came to this lifetime to change things around you for the positive and leave your part of the world way better than when you found it. And I feel also some of you are really trying hard to connect to your calling at this time, and you're showing up for yourself is what I see there. Also, the World card indicates you're someone who's very goal-oriented. You need to set yourself a goal, something to work towards, because you need a purpose, okay? And I feel with that World card, right now you have a goal and you're seeing it through to the end. No matter what comes up, I see that you're coming to a successful conclusion on this, and it's going to work in your favor. Now, with that Seven of Swords being present, it can indicate that some people, they see your power, they see what you're capable of, and sometimes, out of fear, some people may try to keep you stuck or try to keep you in a position because they fear that they will lose you, for example. These tend to be like family or friends who, they really love you, they really care about you, and they want you to be successful, but when they see the level of success that you're capable of, they support you, but they also feel a little bit fear, and they start to feel that your success will remove you from their life in some way, and they get a little bit nervous. So they start to project their fears upon you, like, I love you so much and I want you to be successful, but what if you fail? Have a backup plan. They have good intentions, but they actually are just worried that things may not work out for you. And I feel they've got nothing to worry about here, because I see that you're going to basically be successful in whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish right now, even though times are challenging or hard. And then, of course, you've got people who measure themselves up against you and see you as competition, and they want you to be below them. So I feel right now you're dealing with perhaps someone who sees your greatness and is trying to chip away at your confidence and try to keep you where you're at. And they're not your family or your friends, is what I see there. I see it's either someone who measures themselves and sees you as competition. This could be someone who always, when you tell a story, they always tell like an equal kind of story, but tries to better you, for example, or tells you that your story is like, oh, that's nothing. This is what happened to me the other day. Someone who tries to kind of like in very small ways knock your confidence or try to make you feel like your experience is somehow lesser. I feel right now you're removing yourself from those people or those circumstances. And, it could even be like a neighbor who tries to keep up with you and try to better you or whatever. You know the drill. I just get this energy of you distancing yourself from any petty squabbles, removing the drama is what I see here, so that you can really focus on your greatness at this time. Now, the World card, very goal-oriented. The King of Wands indicates you, because this is an Aries card, capable of reaching your goals and basically taking the initiative to make some bold moves. I keep getting this energy of you making some bold moves. And you've got the Strength card. I mean, that figure is literally putting their hand in the lion's mouth. So I feel some of you are thinking of doing something daring and bold that you've never done before because you don't like to feel stuck. You're a forward-moving sign. And when you feel like a lot of pressure is keeping you in the same position, or you feel that you're not making progress, suddenly you need to revamp your life in some way in order to make it more interesting. So for some of you, it could be that you're suddenly launching yourself on courses of learning, or deciding to go on a big vacation, or traveling, or, really enter into exciting circumstances to explore life. Because I just get this energy, life is for living. And I feel you're doing your best to actually live by that means, even though things have been challenging. Also, I feel you're someone who's very strong because you've had a lot to deal with in life. I feel, you've been challenged in so many different ways, and you always tend to come out on top, and that's not going to change. Even when you feel like the world is almost like getting you down, you will still get back up again. And some of you are feeling a bit tired, like, why do I have to keep getting back up again? And why do I keep having to be knocked back down again? But I feel that challenging time is coming to an end, because the World card is the end of a cycle of repeat that has been going on in your life to date. So whatever that has been, whether you've experienced people who've betrayed you, or who've tried to take your ideas, or who tried to prevent you from reaching your greatness, that period, that cycle is coming to a close now, because you've endured a lot, okay? You didn't let anything get you down, and this is why now you're being rewarded. The Strength card also indicates some of you are trying to implement better self-care routines as well, take better care of yourself, especially to limit pressure, okay? Because sometimes there's so many layers to life, right? There's the external stuff going on, the world stuff in different countries that we have no control over, really. We don't govern the land. But these experiences or these circumstances, they have the power to reshape our landscapes, or the power to change our lives. So this is a level that we cannot truly affect unless there is unity and we come together, for example. And this is a card of unity. So some of you may be looking at oneness in the world, in people at large, societies, and, everybody coming together to affect change. But also there's other levels of change in your own circumstances. And I feel you're looking at all the levels right now and how you can change your landscape to live your best life is what I see there. Now, this is a lot. It's very deep. It may not be what everybody's resonating with right now, but that's what I can feel in this energy in your reading. And it feels like there is a time of preparing yourself for change is what I see here. There's a new start, a new beginning. And for some of you, it's like launching a new business. For some of you, it could be launching a new you, or it could be that you are basically deciding to relocate, or you're deciding to retire, for example, or you're already retired and now you're thinking about where you feel like you belong in the world, which country is drawing your heart towards it. So I feel a lot of you are going through a period of change, and you're trying to basically reshape your landscape in some way, and it's hard, and you're trying to work out the logistics of the best way to do that change. And, I feel like you're in control, even though right now it may feel like you're not, okay? Now, of course, the Strength card is also an energy of having unlimited resources at your disposal. Most importantly, self-respect, self-love, and I feel like you are going out and happening to the world rather than allowing the world to happen to you. So lots of new ideas, lots of forging away, lots of effort. I mean, the Seven of Wands indicates that you are unstoppable in all of your endeavors. And yes, there are going to be challenges. We all come up against difficult experiences or difficult people, but I feel with engaged, sustained effort, you will get to where you want to go. Like, this is a card of endurance, okay? So a lot of pressure. This is a card of pressure or stress. So I feel some of you have been really going through the ringer right now, but I feel there is a brighter time ahead for you with that King of Wands. This is about you taking control of a circumstance and inspiring your path, but also directly affecting your path and having confidence in the steps that you're making towards your vision, because you're making your visions become a reality is what I see there. Sevens tend to be a card of protecting a position, So some of you, you are, I mean, you've got double seven here. I feel like you are protecting your independence, but also protecting your visions for the future, protecting your path from anyone who tries to derail you, for example. But also it means you're not giving up on something. You're not backing down. You're doing what is right for you. And I feel like you're, living life on your own terms right now. And basically, this is also a card of being guarded or protecting yourself. So this is like you protecting yourself from hardship or protecting yourself from pain. So if some of you, for example, have had challenging experiences in love, you may have built a wall against love, and it's more about building a boundary than a wall. Because having a healthy boundary means no one can overstep the boundary unless you allow them to. But building a wall means nothing can get in. No love, it will basically, it's about letting the right person or the right situation in. So I feel like you're learning about healthy boundaries. They're one of the lessons that you've been learning in this lifetime. And with this Ten of Swords there, this can indicate that some of you have had a very difficult and painful ending in some area of your life. Something that perhaps you didn't expect, but now you're kind of like hardened or guarded against it ever happening again. It's like informed you. You learned a lot from it. So this could be that you lost your job, for example, or an experience that you were hoping for didn't go your way. A disappointment happened, and it's almost like you're reshaping your experience so that now you come up on top. Because I feel like the energy I'm being given is that no one who ever became great at what they didn't walk through life just having success all the time. Success is built on the shoulders of our perceived failures, but actually it's not a failure. It's a learning curve, a lesson of how to change something about your experience in order to make it work. I hope that makes sense. That's what I'm being given. I'm being channeling energy here. And I'm trying to make sense of what I'm being given at the same time as seeing your cards. So there's this energy of, something that perhaps you feel did not go your way. It's not really a failure. It's actually, you learned a lesson from it in order to either change direction or tweak your plan in a way where, you build upon it. I hope that makes sense. So it feels like, you are coming out on top because of all your experiences of hardship or difficulty or things that did not go your way. It's building to a moment where you celebrate or are successful or are empowered. And I feel the trajectory that you're on right now is really positive, and you should have confidence that you're making progress in all your endeavors, even though sometimes it feels like you're not, okay? The Seven of Wands, it's also in the resistance position. So it can indicate that some of you were thinking about quitting something, but suddenly you're going to have a breakthrough on it that really teaches you that it's not over, that, you are making it work. So this could be, for example, if you've got your own business, you may feel that things have been hard. Seasonally, things have been slower than usual. Then suddenly you have a breakthrough. You're not throwing the towel in. You're not giving up on it. But some small tweak that you make may change the trajectory of it. And suddenly you have this successful breakthrough. Now, I'm just giving you an example that may not resonate with everyone. But the Ten of Swords indicates like an epiphany. It doesn't have to be the end of something. It can be a sudden realization of something that has been really difficult to comprehend, and suddenly you have the answer. Because swords are all about the mind. They're about thoughts. They're about, figuring things out. And the Ten of Swords can indicate a lot of pressure, a lot of overthinking. Sometimes it can also lead to analysis paralysis, for example. So if you've been overthinking something, I feel that period is coming to an end, and now it's all about action. Now it's all about, changing things to benefit you with your mastery. And the Ten of Swords basically means that, you're leaving challenging situations behind and you're responding differently this time. You're not allowing it to get you down. You're seeing it as an opportunity to make positive change. And there's this energy coming out, and I feel like I'm not really explaining what it is that my guides want me to give you. So I really wish they could be a little bit more direct in this moment. I'll always be honest with you. If I can't grasp it, I will mention it. But let me just see if I can. Thanks so much. I'm truly grateful. Okay, they're giving me an analogy. So, for example, if you want to purchase a car, okay, and you work really hard to get the money to purchase that car. If someone came along just before you were about to purchase that car and just bought that car for you and gave it to you, of course you'd appreciate it. You would love the fact that it happened, because then you could use the money with something else in your life, right? But you wouldn't look at that car the same way that you would if you put all your hard work and money into that car. There's something about a sense of accomplishment and appreciation that you did a really good job by doing something that you did by yourself, because you overcame adversity in order to get it. So it feels like a challenge, you know, you're about to come out of a challenging period and you're overcoming adversity in some area of your life and you're coming out on top, and it will feel great. And of course, if the universe could help you in some way, that would be really positive. But it's almost like this sense of appreciation for how capable you are, because I'm being given this energy that tough times don't last. Tough people do. And you are someone who is here to last. You're here because you're a tough, you're a strong. And I'm probably still not explaining it correctly, but that's what I'm being given. So I hope it resonates with someone out there. But this is in the resistance position. So new times are ahead. This is about you entering into a period of new beginnings. You've ended a cycle of repeat or something that has been challenging, and now you're creating space for something new and exciting, something that you have more control over in your life. And this Ten of Swords, when it's in this position, it actually indicates some of you are, recovering from a very difficult period, something you've battled away on, something that has really challenged you, and now you're moving on. And I feel there's a sense of closure here for you, and it releases everything. In the water, because I'm scrying at the same time as doing your reading, I'm being shown a balloon, and it's just floating, okay? It's not a specific shape, although it is red, is what I see. It's just a normal standard balloon. And I'm being given this energy of this balloon floating high in the air. And the sense I'm being given here is that, yes, things have been challenging, but don't let fun get away. I feel like you're finding your way back to playfulness, because the world has become a very serious place and you're trying to rediscover that lust for life. But also I'm being given this energy that a balloon spiritually, it can mean that whatever challenges you've just moved through, now you'll be free and without limits. And it represents joy and fun, freedom to roam, to rise above it all. And it's a message of happiness after, a present difficulty. So again, it's connected in some way to this reading, but it may not resonate with everyone, but that's what I'm being given there as well, okay? Okay. As soon as I touched this card, I've been given a huge image, almost like I'm seeing an image in the water, but it also came out at me, and they're just showing me like this box of matches, and it was huge. And there's all these matches in there, and they're all like used up, okay? And there's only one match that stands out, and it's ready to be lit. I mean, that really makes sense, because this is a card of, being passionate, leading with your passions, being ignited, inspired. So what I'm being given here is that you are the fire starter, the spark, the start of something really powerful. You have the energy to reshape your landscape and reignite that lust for life. You are the light, and the light is within you, is what I'm being given. And that's very profound. So I feel some of you, if you've been struggling with energy recently, I feel there's this reignition of energy, of spark, of motivation, of drive, and you come back out on top, and you're fearlessly moving through this time period in order to accomplish whatever it is you set out to do. So you are literally marching to the beat of your own drum in confidence. You're following your visions, and you're not closed off to any new ideas. I feel like you're really open. And I mean, this card is also an indication that you're pretty sensible most of the time. You're a natural leader in life. People look to you to lead, or you lead by example, and they want to follow the way that you do things. But I feel there's this energy of sometimes it's so hard that you are that person, because whilst that's a blessing to be a fire element where you lead with your passions, sometimes you wonder who is inspiring you, or it's hard to always have the energy to bring your A game of life. But things are about to get easier. That difficult period is coming to a close now for you. And now I see success. I see you like benefiting directly from the actions that you have taken. And eventually I feel you will actually inspire others. This could be through writing a book or a screenplay or a piece of art about your experiences, because I see transferable energy here, which tells me that, some of you, whatever it is that you're doing, in some way you're affecting the world. So it could be something that is for your future, that you will write something that will go global or will reach many people, and it will inspire people. And I feel it's based on your experiences. Could it also be like you telling people about the pitfalls that you've experienced and how to avoid them. So I've got that message coming through there as well. But this is a card of power, empowerment as well. And it's a card of energy, of being inspired to lead or take charge of your life, and also to basically follow your passion. And, basically strike out and be independent. For some of you, that is to leave a family home if you've been living with parents for a while, for example. For some of you, it could be that you're going off to college or you're coming out of college. For some of you, as I said, it could be that you're retiring and you're moving to a different country. Or some of you, it could be that you're launching a business. I just feel this sense of reigniting your passions and your lust for life and living independently without expectations from other people. Now, the Seven of Swords also, and I will pull a card on this because this card is a non-conformity card. It basically indicates that you're not a people pleaser. You didn't come to this lifetime to please other people. You're caring, you're kind, you're supportive, and you help other people, and you nurture them as much as you nurture yourself. But ultimately, you're here to live your own path. And I feel this is you finding the courage to listen to your inner vision and to run with it. But also, the Seven of Swords can indicate stealth mode. It's almost like, don't go too quickly if you're trying to make a decision on something. Make sure that you logically move through the steps and cover all bases, because you may have to return to something because you had to move too quickly. So if you're being pressured, for example, by somebody in your life to sign on the dotted line or do something, if someone says, this is a great opportunity, this is your only chance, you must grab it with both hands. Of course, it's really important to seize the day, but make sure you do your due diligence along the way. Because if anyone is telling you that something is a really great opportunity, and if you don't do it now, you never get another opportunity like it, it normally means they're going to benefit in some way by making you act really quickly. And normally they want you to act so quickly that you don't see something that perhaps they're trying to hide from you. So again, just be a little bit mindful. If someone's trying to pressure you into something, do your research is what I see. But let me pull a card on that Seven of Swords there, because I just want to see with the King of Wands and Seven of Swords, I'm being given this energy of great responsibility. With great power comes great responsibility. So I feel this is about you making sure that you lead with integrity, that, you are authentic in your energy, but also diplomatic. Because some people, they may ask you for the truth, but they may not be able to handle the truth that you give them, but you still have to honor your truth. So, Nine of Cups. Okay, so this is the best outcome. The Nine of Cups is a wish fulfilled. I feel on the other side of this pressure, or whatever it is that you've been feeling has been hard, because I do feel like some of you are exhausted. It just feels like at each turn that you have tried in your life, there's always something to try and get you down or get in the way. And you may also feel unappreciated, unseen, or unsupported in some area of your life. Whatever it is you're moving through right now, you're moving through it. And on the other side of it is fulfillment, the good life, contentment, feeling that you accomplished whatever it is you set out to do. This is a sense of pride that I worked really hard for this and I overcame it and I did it all by myself, because I feel this sense of independence, of you being so strong and doing it all on your own, whatever that is. For some of you, it's like being a parent, right? You're doing it all by yourself. You didn't come here with a manual of how to do life, and you're learning as you go. And it's hard, and you're going to face some challenges, and there's going to be some conflicts. But at the end of the day, I feel like, you're coming out on top. You're doing the best thing that is possible for you and your child, for example. And I feel there's a lot of wishes going to be granted to you as well. But I see a period of difficulty coming to an end and a period of fulfillment entering into your life right now. And I feel you worked really hard to be here, or you worked really hard to get to this position right now. And although you don't see the level of progress that you're hoping for, it doesn't mean that progress isn't happening right now. I still feel that there is movement, and you're closing a lot of things in your life in order to open up new chapters. And for some of you, it could be friendship circles changing, diminishing, so that you can welcome in new soul tribe members, because you're outgrowing, you're evolving, you're maturing through life. And things that you wanted maybe years ago are very different than the things you want now. And I feel that is reflected on the path that you're on, and you're going to feel this sense of happiness, joy, and, this reignition of lust for life. So I feel things are going to work out in your favor, but I can see that you've been under a lot of pressure in order to make it happen. But you're still showing up for yourself. You're still trying to inspire yourself in your path. And you really are a force to be reckoned with, is what I see there. You're one tough cookie. Now, I'm just going to get some final cards before we close your reading. Thank you so much. Now, that reading, it was very complex and sometimes a little bit chaotic in the energy. I have to be honest. There's this chaotic energy. So some of you may feel that life is a bit chaotic right now, and you're just trying to hone all the energy that's available to you to channel it into changing your life for the better. Okay. We've got, where there is anger, there is always pain underneath. Okay, so walk the path. You have to do what is right for you. Birds, okay, spread your wings. So again, there's this sense of elevation, rising above a very difficult, challenging situation. Maybe someone has angered you. Maybe that's that's going on there. We've got anger as your first card. So it says, wherever there is anger, there is always pain underneath. So, I have been given this before, but I'm being given it again. The definition of anger is actually emotional punishment for someone else's behavior. You're inadvertently hurting yourself because of someone else's actions. So I feel some of you are resolving some anger within yourself, or you're realizing that, no matter how angry you are at a situation, I feel, it's not going to hurt the other person, or it's not going to make them take accountability for their actions. They're just getting on with their life. So sometimes, it's not about fully forgiving a situation, although forgiveness is, the best outcome. But, sometimes it's hard to forgive, and sometimes people don't deserve that forgiveness. But what you deserve is lightening the load, releasing it so that it does not karmically make you heavy, because you're here to fly. You're not here to be weighed down by the baggage of someone else's expectations or their actions. So you're releasing it. So there's definitely a new chapter opening up here for you. But it says here, conflict, resentment, arguments, and clash. Okay, but I feel like you're trying to remove yourself from drama, or if you have dealt with people who had anger issues, for example, and they're projecting it upon you, again, I feel like you're removing yourself in order to create sanctuary and peace of mind, because, it's affecting in a negative way. And I feel like you're striving for the positive over here. But also, I feel sometimes, anger, it's a very positive emotion because it tells you something's wrong. It's an indicator, a red flag that the body is saying something's not right here. Either it's to do with your path, or a person, or someone trying to control you, or this sense of frustration. And your cards are showing me that you're liberating yourself from this. Emotions are there to basically be a gauge of how we're feeling about our circumstances. And if anger is showing up and frustration, it means something needs to change. And I see that you are gathering up all this strength, all this power within you in order to make that change. And it's going to affect your life in a really positive way. And your future self is literally going to thank you for everything that you're going through right now in this moment. Now, We also have walk the path. Sorry, I'm being given this energy of turning pain to gain. Okay, so yeah, although that sentence is very controversial, we shouldn't have to have pain in order to have gain, of course. But it's like, all this hard work will pay off. So, for example, if you're down the gym, doing extra in the gym, eventually you're going to see the results. If you stay in an industry where people are starting to drop away because it's challenging right now, your endurance is going to put you on top, because not only are you gifted and talented at what you do, you have staying power and you're turning pain to gain. So I feel there's something there for somebody in that. We've also got walk the path. You have to do what is right for you. No one walks in your shoes. Comparing life, social pressures. So again, there's that sense of independence, marching to the beat of your own drum, doing what's right for you. Doesn't mean that you're not a caring person who basically helps other people or is there supporting other people, but it also means that you're not allowing their expectations to govern you, okay? And what I really love is that there is a wonderful bird of prey there on her crown chakra. So it's knowing that you're here to walk a path where you fly, okay? And you're about to spread your wings and fly. The next card is about you flying so high, and that balloon was about, elevating, that there is no limit for you. It says, it's time to expand your wings. No one can bring you down. Freedom awaits, soaring high and thriving. So even though this reading was chaotic, somehow I was trying to tap into that energy. I probably didn't do it as successfully as I had hoped to, because I feel I couldn't articulate some of the energies that were coming out. But maybe that's how you're feeling right now. It's hard to articulate how you're feeling, but you have this drive within you to pursue something or persevere at something, and you just know that on the other side, you're going to be a success. You don't know how you're going to get there, but you just know that you're going to come out on top and you're going to win. So maybe that's what it's all about. So I'm just going to go and get some trinkets or runes before we close. Okay, so we have a seahorse. Now, a seahorse is interesting. Of course, it connects to soulmates. So if you're searching for love, for example, I feel like, you are close to meeting a soulmate. You are getting closure on past disappointments in order to make space for love to come on in. But ultimately, the seahorse does something very different, okay? It is the male seahorse that gives birth to the babies. Okay, so I feel for some of you, you're like going against the grain of what is typical. So you're not doing something that everybody else is doing. So nature, normally the female energy gives birth to the children, or to the offspring, let's put it that way. But a seahorse goes against that sense of what is typical. So I feel you're going against something that is typical at this time, and it feels hard, but it sets you apart as a maverick, as someone who stands out from the crowd. And I feel this is going to help you build something in the future that you're going to be so happy with. Also, we have the apple there. So the apple can represent, of course, healthier behavior. It could literally be an apple. But also, I feel it's looking at temptations. Who or what tempts you to not reach for what you desire? What stops you from being as great as you are? Sometimes, we're exhausted, for example, and we have to really take stock of what our body wants. So we have to release the temptation to push through exhaustion, because we're just going to burn ourselves out further. Sometimes we need to actually just pause, regroup our energy, and be ready for the next steps. And I feel it's really about honoring what is healthy for you. Also, we have the mask. Okay, so I feel like you tend to see people's hidden intentions, and you are living a life of authenticity, which, I feel you're dropping the mask. You're always authentic, but I feel now you're just kind of going, you know what, I'm just going to be me, and I'm not allowing anything to change that. So I feel that you're noticing other people's motivations because you're being so authentic that they cannot, but drop their mask in front of you. It's almost like you are helping people almost expose themselves with the strength of your own authenticity, if that makes sense. And finally, we have the human rune. This is all about the self. So big soul searching time for you, questioning yourself, but also seeing your capabilities. You know, you're someone, you thrive under pressure. You don't tend to like it. I mean, nobody likes pressure, but I feel like, you know, you're going to show how great you are because of everything that you are capable of accomplishing. Now, also, this rune connects to thoughts becoming things and you being a very creative being. You're turning your visions into reality and you are making progress. I mean, with the mask there and the Seven of Swords, it can indicate that you're working on something behind the scenes that you're keeping to yourself at this time because you feel it's not ready to reveal. And sometimes when we move in silence and in secrecy, we actually accomplish things a lot quicker than when we reveal it right at the beginning, because sometimes people are jealous and they put their own energy on our projects. So right now you could be protecting your ideas and your projects, and you're moving through this time in order to get to a point where there is success, accomplishment, and then you will reveal what you've been working on. So please take it as it resonates. As I said, this reading's been very complex. I hope something resonates there though for you, and if it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Also, some of you beautiful Aries out there have been telling me that you've not been receiving notifications. I did reach out to YouTube and they told me go to your settings on YouTube and click notifications and make sure all the bells are on, or all the buttons are on. And also you have to subscribe to the channel that you want to receive the videos from, as well as pressing the notifications bell. I'm not just saying it for my channel. A lot of people have been having problems across the board. YouTube said that's how you rectify it. So I really do hope it helps in some way. Okay. Thank you so much, my beautiful Aries, and love and light.